What a way to open a show.
Love that intro. Oh my God. Good morning. Good morning, boss. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Purple?
Doing well. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it.
No problem. You're talking about Batman animated movies, so of course I am totally on board with that.
Awesome. Let's say hello to everyone before we jump into it. So I know Chris Persia was first this morning, so hello to Chris. We have got Mike Beatsticks. Welcome, good to see you. And Darius Munchausen, good morning. We have got Snorterpoopus Cuba. Hello. Our mods, Mark the Infinitely Tired and Chris Persia. Welcome, guys. Darth Haster, good to see you. Who else have we got? I know it's going to skip on me because it always does. We've got Dave Bob. Hey, Dave Bob. Naughty Monkey Oraf. Good to see you as always. And let's go down to the bottom. Phoenix Tangent. Good morning to you. Larry. Good to see you. SJ Almighty. Hail. Keely Chow. Roll Tide Keely. Who else has joined us? Buttcrack Media. Good to see you. Jin Wong, good to see you as well. Good morning, Speak for the Dead. Welcome. I think that's everybody. Retro Doc, hey, good to see you too. Welcome. Good morning, guys. Good afternoon. Paris, hail. Good to see you. So, boss, obviously, big Batman fan. Always have been. What was your kind of jumping in point to the animated films?
I went and saw Mask of the Phantasm in theaters. So they were going to do a direct to video cassette release of Mask of the Phantasm, but there was like a week or two where you could catch it in theater. And I want to tell you something. Seeing that opening scene in 3D going through Gotham, my jaw was on the floor. As a kid, I was completely amazed at seeing Gotham in that almost like 3D CGI scene at the beginning. And the music was excellent. The music was absolutely excellent. So Mask of the Phantasm in theaters, that was my first one.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous that you got to see that film in theatre. I saw it a while back when it was released, but I'm not even sure if it was released over here because it was so limited. But I do remember desperately wanting to see it because of being such a big fan of the animated series. I mean, obviously it's Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, the original cast again from the animated series, but it was such a good film. The only thing that spoiled it for me was they I think it was one of the toys that was released that actually spoiled.
Oh yeah, who it was?
Yeah. That's like, oh my God, guys, please. But a great film, definitely one of my favorites. And again, you can't beat Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill as the Joker.
No. And, carrying them over from the animated series into so many movies. There were times where I was almost disappointed when they didn't use them. Now some people did great, but I so wish they had used Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill in the Dark Knight Returns.
Yes.
I really now that doesn't mean that those people didn't do a good job. Doesn't mean RoboCop as Batman wasn't good, but I absolutely loved Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill is my ultimate Joker. You can talk about Heath Ledger. You can talk about, the guy that was in the original series, Romero. You can talk about so many different people that did the voice acting, but Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, they are my ultimate team up for Batman and the Joker.
They really are. The chemistry that they have together is awesome. And I think a lot of that came from them being able to bounce off each other in the recording studio, if I remember correctly, because all the series and I think the films also were they were all in the same room so they could react off each other.
Yes.
It works so well. Just before we move on, let me just say a huge thank you to Buttcrack Media, who's joined as a member. Thank you, sweetheart. Welcome to you. Thank you so much. You brought up the Dark Knight Returns, obviously part 1 and part 2. Would it be safe to say that that's one of the most faithful adaptations?
Yes, absolutely. I remember when Batman and Superman, or Batman versus Superman, BVS, was coming out in theaters, and I remember my friend Chris getting in an argument with his son about who's more badass, Batman or Superman, who's going to win in a fight. And I said, dude, they've done this already. Oh, they've done this already? I'm like, yeah, they've done this already. It was Dark Knight Returns. And Batman beat him. And he's like, no, Batman can't beat Superman. I said, oh, yeah, he's got like an Iron Man suit with kryptonite. I'm like, hell yeah. I said, he knows everyone's weaknesses. Batman knows he is the ultimate detective. He is the ultimate tactician. If there was any one of the superheroes that could go toe to toe with Superman, it's going to be Batman, because he is going to find a way to level the playing field or make himself a step ahead. Mm-hmm. Every step he takes is going to be one step ahead away from Superman.
That's it. And that's what makes Batman my favorite hero, because he always has a contingency plan. He's always thinking ahead. Like you say, he's thought of ways to take out all of the members of the Justice League, including himself.
Yes.
And a massive thank you to Phoenix Tangent, who sends us a $5 super sticker. Thank you, sweetheart. Let me just check to see what that was. Oh, and it's a Shiba Inu, and it says, hiya. Hiya. Thank you, love. Thank you very much. I love those Shiba Inus. They're so cute. But yeah, obviously adapted from Frank Miller's story. The artwork, it looks perfect. Some of the other ones that they've done look a little bit ropey, but this looks great. And again, I know you were saying it's not the cast that we usually have, but I think the cast did a really, really good job.
They did. They did an excellent job. They did an absolutely excellent job. It doesn't get better. There have been casts that I've been like, but the animation's always great. It almost always looks great. As far, for a long time, DC was kicking the hell out of Marvel on the animation scene. DC was always one step ahead. DC knew what it was doing. They had done the Batman animated series. They did it beautifully. They did the Superman series the same way. Absolutely beautiful. When they did Batman Beyond, they had the voice cast come back. They knew how to keep people coming back, and they knew what people wanted, and they gave it to them. And in the age now where it's like, no, we don't need to be giving anybody what they wanted. They used to give you exactly what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important. That is so important. Giving the fans what they want. Now it's like everyone's railing against that in the industry. You don't give the fans what they want. You give them what you want. But back then, they took care of their customers, and they made sure they did everything they could to make sure that they had an all-star cast lined up.
Mm-hmm. They did, yeah, absolutely. And the fans supported it. People still love these films. Mark says that Peter Weller rocked The Dark Knight Returns.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, he did. And I really liked his characterization. I mean, obviously, it's a much older, much more jaded Batman that we have in that film, but still.
Believe it or not, that's why I liked Affleck's Batfleck. That is why I liked Affleck's Batman, because it reminded me of that. It reminded me of the Frank Miller Batman. It really did. And the way he acted in it, I thought was very Frank Miller-like. And that's why I liked him in those movies, is because of Frank Miller's Batman.
Well, they even put that kind of homage to it, didn't they? Where
yes.
We had the lightning flash behind him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the two big ass superheroes are going to go to town. Now the whole Martha thing, that wasn't in Frank. Martha! No. But Frank did it better.
Yes, he did.
And they should have got him. They should have got him to adapt the screenplay for that and just done that. You know, they should have just done that. If they, instead of doing it the way they did it, they should have done it exactly like Frank Miller did it.
Oh, I agree. Big thank you to GolGod13, aka Brandon the Infinite Wolf. He says, under the Red Hood, enjoyed it a lot. What do you think about that one, boss?
I'm trying to remember give me 1 second. Let me get this pulled up. It is Jensen Ackles. Having Jensen Ackles play Jason Todd was outstanding. I always wished they would have got a young version of him when he was younger to actually play that role on screen. Absolutely epic. When you talk about having Jeffrey Dean Morgan on as in the Ben Affleck movies as Bruce's dad, get Jeffrey Dean Morgan, bring him back as a old man Wayne. Get Jensen Ackles to come in as Jason Todd. I would have loved to see that on the silver screen, but having him voice Jason Todd in Under the Red Hood, perfection. Absolute perfection.
It really was, and it's got to admit, it was never one of my favorite stories, but to see it kind of on the screen made me appreciate it much more. And as you say, the cast really did do a great job with these characters. Not one that I would have kind of guessed, Jensen Ackles, but he nailed that character.
Yes, he did. Absolutely, he did. And it's such that there's a scene from the comics that is in that movie where he throws the bag of heads onto the table. It's like watching the damn comic. The exact same thing happens in the comic. The movie does not go from point to point. It does not. It's not like an exact retelling of the comic. But that scene, they pulled that scene directly out of that comic where he throws the lieutenant's heads on the table in that bag. And he's like, I did that in 1 hour. Go against me and imagine what I'm going to do to you. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
It was. I think it's one of those I'm going to have to do a rewatch because I've only ever seen it once. But it left an impression, definitely.
And if you know what happened to him, getting beaten. I mean, he had been captured for like a month. If I'm not wrong, Joker had him for like a month and tortured him for a month before he killed him. And he did die. So it was a month. And when they bring him back, he's pissed, and he's not really pissed at the Joker for what the Joker did. He is pissed that Batman didn't kill him after that. He's like, fuck your code. Screw your code. Sorry, I F-bombed. Screw your code. You should have killed him. I was like your son. You raised me like I was your son. And you let this piece of trash kill me, and you didn't take him out after that.
He was right. Yeah. But we've talked about it before. Batman's code is it is unbreakable. You know, Batman does not kill.
I think it was Clobberin' Times, our good friend Clobberin' Times, that said the two greatest weapons that Batman has is his mind. But before that, it is his code. And you don't break that code. And that is why so many people get pissed when you see the movies where he's killing people, or he's got machine guns on the Batmobile or whatever. It doesn't work like that. He does not do shit like that. He has a code. He does not pick up a gun. There's that wonderful scene at the beginning of Batman Beyond, the series, the animated series, where it is him. It is Bruce Wayne in that suit that Terry McGinnis gets, but it's before that. And he's going to save this I think she's a movie star. He's going to save her, and he's fighting the guys, and he grabs his chest, and he starts to have a heart attack. And the guy's this bad guy is beating him, and he grabs a gun. Batman grabs a gun and points it at him. And the guy's like, no, 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 and runs off. And Batman looks at the gun, and he's like, oh my God, what the hell did I just do? And that's the day he quits.
Yeah.
That is the day he never puts on that suit again, is the day he picks up a gun and points it at somebody. That is, he almost broke his code, and he knew, I need to walk away now. I'm done. That is that strong that the second he picked up a gun, a firearm, he quit. He knew that was it, that it's over. I'm done.
He almost crossed the line that he swore he would never cross. Absolutely. Man of War, Neighbor of the Beast, 665. He sends us a 665 super chat. Thank you, sweetheart. He brings up a good one. He said, I should have known better. Avoid Gotham by Gaslight. Animated like the plague. That bastardization was an abomination. Soul crushing.
I've got that. I've got that on Blu-ray, but I've never watched it. Is it that bad? I got a pack. I got a big DC animated movie pack on Blu-ray. I think it was the anniversary edition of Batman and Superman. So I got all the Batman animated movies, all the Superman animated movies. But that is one of them I have not watched yet. I haven't watched the 60s Two-Face movie either.
David, I actually like Gotham by Gaslight, the story. So I was very wary of watching it. I know it's just been announced that we've got Long Halloween, for example, that's due to come out. For some reason, they've released a trailer of part 2 before they've released the trailer of part 1, but who knows? But
and Mike, if I can bring this up real quick, Mike Beats Dick says, well, until he had to put on the anti-Superman suit to save Terry, I got freaking goosebumps, Mike. When I saw that for the first time and the music hit, that dun 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 dun, dude, I was like, oh my God, yes. When that mech suit, he's in the trench coat, and then that mech suit envelops him, and it's like, boom, there he is. I was like, holy shit, yes. Absolutely badass. And they pulled it off perfectly with respect to the original animated series. And that is the care that used to go into DC animation. That is the love and care. They knew, play the music from the animated series. Don't play the new music. Play the music from the original animated series.
Absolutely. Since we're talking about the Batman, the one with Terry McGinnis, what did you think of the which one was it? Return of the Joker, Batman Beyond.
Oh, I remember getting that on VHS, and I absolutely loved it. I love the fact that Joker did that to Robin, and then kind of like, oh, well, I'm still here. And that would echo later into Batman. Some of the stuff they did in Batman, finding out that at one point Joker was going to try and take over the psyche of Batman. I loved it. And when I never saw the unedited version until recently, and seeing what Joker did to him, turning him into Little J.
Yes.
And how Joker died.
I was surprised at how adult that actually was.
Yes.
We didn't
see that. We didn't see that. That wasn't originally in there. You never saw how it happened. You just heard Barbara talk about it. And to see it was mind-blowing. To finally see it and have that restored to where you actually see those events, I was completely blown away.
Absolutely. I was as well. And it's a hard scene to watch where Barbara's trying to get through to him, where she puts her arms around him.
Yes.
And he's laughing, and then he just breaks down into
crying.
It's a really moving scene, and I think it just kind of harks back to, like you saying, how much care they put into these animated features.
They cared. They cared so much that they had the original voice actors. They had the original team. it showed how much they loved what they were doing. And you can talk about all you want to today about, oh, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And we're going to put ourselves into the shows and the comics and all that crap. That's not love. That's like lust. I want to be this person. I want Batman to be who I am. No, Batman was Batman. Robin was Robin. Batgirl was Batgirl. They loved and they cared about all those characters. And it's the love and care that went into that was absolutely beautiful. I love it.
Yes, and just to bring up the comment that Mark said, he said the most heartbreaking Batman moments was in Justice League. Bat sitting with Ace as she died still hits the field. I absolutely agree, and I'd also say that one of the episodes, I think it was with the character Barbara Doll, Baby Doll, where he puts his arms around her even after she's tried to kill him. It was the side of Batman that you didn't see very often, his compassionate side, and I loved that.
You brought up in the green room, you brought up the toy that kind of ruined Mask of the Phantasm. You've got a young Batman. And I remember telling my dad, because I had to convince him to go see this in theaters. I literally had to bug the shit out of him to get him to go see that movie. And I remember afterwards telling him, when you see him in that mask, in that pullover mask, before he ever really becomes Batman, that is the way, they are really telling you what he was doing in the beginning when he hadn't figured out how to be Batman. And it's heartbreaking that he almost goes off mission. He would have never become Batman if she had stayed. He was ready to give all that up in that scene in the graveyard where he's like, but I found someone now. And he's wrestling with it. He's so wrestling with it. I want to make you both proud. I want to make my parents proud, but I have found this woman that lights up my life. And I want to be with her. And I don't think I can do this and be with her. He's ready to go off mission and give it up before he even starts. And then she exits his life and he becomes Batman. I loved that. I absolutely loved that. The way they did that in that movie was absolutely perfect.
It was. I think it's going to be one of those I really need to sit down and watch again. Absolutely. And we've got a lot of love in the chat for Return of the Joker. I thought that would be the case, though, to be fair.
Yes. Yeah, the Project Story. You're out of your league in this one, McGinnis. I know everything the real Batman and Robin did at their peak. Still, if it's a whooping y'all want, he plays two characters in that. He plays the son. Mark Hamill plays Joker, but he also plays the son of the main villain in Batman Beyond. And he's talking about how they're going to reshape Gotham and do all this stuff. So you think, well, maybe it's him because it's Mark Hamill's voice. So they're trying to tease you away from knowing who it is. They really are. And they did a wonderful job at that too.
They really did. The first time I watched the film, it did come as a shock to how they actually spun it. So I was impressed. I was like, that's actually really clever. Well played. Hey, Pudgy.
Hey, Pudgy.
And Brightest Day brings up one that we were talking about in the green room as well.
Yes.
Now, this one is a little bit more controversial because Loki, you absolutely love this one, don't you?
Batman Ninja. Yes. When they came out with the preview for it, I was bouncing off the walls, and that's exactly how they called it in Japan. It's Batman Ninja, and I was like, yes. And it wasn't what I thought it'd be, but it was gold. The insanity of the Joker. I wished Mark Hamill had come back. Of course, I wish Mark Hamill come back because there's only one Joker for me, and that's Mark Hamill. Like I said earlier, you can take all of the great people that play Joker. I love Mark Hamill as the Joker. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. I love it. The insanity of Mark Hamill coming out in the Joker. But the cast was good. The characters were good. I love the animation.
Oh, it looked beautiful.
Yes.
Even I will agree that. I don't know. For me, it was just too weird. I mean, I know it's supposed to be kind of like an Elseworld story, um, but maybe it's one that I need to rewatch. I think I've only ever seen it once, and I enjoyed it because it looked great, but it was just so strange.
With the mechs and everything. I loved when he got in the Batmobile and he goes like chasing for the Joker, running up to the castle in the Batmobile. The giant hand coming out of the fortress and picking him up. I knew then, oh, we're dealing with extreme levels of insanity here. They're going to make a giant robot. They're going to have a giant mech in this movie, and it crushes the Batmobile, but he like shoots out in the Bat Cycle. He shoots out of the car, the Batmobile, and the Bat Cycle. Eventually, he turns the Bat Cycle into this like armored suit, bat suit. Absolutely crazy shit. And the villains are over the top. I wasn't particularly sold on the guy who did the voice for the Joker, but the insanity was there. Gorilla Grodd, awesome. Two-Face, awesome. Penguin, awesome. Ivy, awesome. All of the bad guys, even Harley was great. All the bad guys they had in that movie were awesome. I absolutely loved them.
I will give it extra points because there's isn't there samurai monkeys in this film, if I remember correctly as well.
there are monkeys that join together to form a giant monkey bat. Yes. So yeah, absolutely kick ass. They join together and become like a giant monkey Batman.
Yeah. It was different.
Just a tad. They went over the top, but there's even a scene where it's almost paintbrush animated with the Joker and Harley that have lost their memories and they're like farmers, and Batman saves them, and they thank Batman and they have no idea who they are. And then, Batman leaves and the Joker smiles and Harley like paints the red over his face, and they completely fooled him.
Yeah.
They completely fooled him. It was all one big gag, and absolutely awesome. Hey, you go do our work for us. You go do our work for us, and we'll wait here and act like farmers, and then come in at the last minute and give you 9 kinds of hell. And then you got the Bat Ninja Clan too. That's some shit. Long ago there was a prophecy that a bat would come to Japan and join the Battleman Ninja Clan and lead us to victory against the laughing hyena. And you're like, yeah, okay, we got it. Batman Ninja Clan, fucking awesome. An army of Batman ninjas, yes.
It was definitely one of the more out there ones, but I enjoyed it. It just wasn't one of my favorites. Whereas obviously Loki loves this film, so I needed to. I think it bears a rewatch, most definitely. Another one that is kind of controversial, that kind of seems to split people: The Killing Joke.
Okay. So I recently read through The Killing Joke again.
Mm-hmm.
This would be the second time I read through it, because I've got the original comics put up, but I got the hardback novel, and there is no scene with Batgirl and Batman getting sideways. But
Nope.
She's an adult. She's not underage. She's an adult, and I thought that it was a lapse in judgment on Batman's part, but I also thought it made sense that Batman can't really be with anybody as Batman. He can't be with someone and let that side of him out. That's why him and Selina work together. She knows who he is. She knows what he is. She is who she is. I always thought that relationship worked because of that. When Barbara and him do the horizontal bop, I thought that it made sense. And I thought it was kind of sweet too. And then he just ghosts her.
Mm-hmm.
And because he doesn't want to deal with what happened. Now, for anybody that says that there's nothing ever in any Batman history where that happened, I beg to differ. Because as we brought up earlier, she alludes to that in Batman Beyond as Commissioner Gordon. She alludes that there was a breaking point in that and they got too close and then it was done. She gets shot in the back later and that's it. They allude to that happening in Batman Beyond. So because of Batman Beyond and because I watched Batman Beyond years ago, I was okay with that.
Mm. I didn't mind so much that they hooked up. It felt out of place because the first like half an hour of the film really doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the story. Now the rest of the story follows the Killing Joke pretty faithfully.
Oh yeah, especially
but
the scenes with Gordon. When Gordon's going through that fun house, that shit happened, except he was butt-ass naked. I think they put a diaper on him in the movie, but he was butt-ass naked when they did that.
Yes, and they even got Mark Hamill to sing the song from the book, which was pretty funny. But because of this, where they hooked up, there's no kind of connection after when she gets shot. It just seemed like it was glossed over later on in the film. So I was thinking, why add it and then kind of ignore that it happened?
They also ignored the pictures. I'm gonna tell you what this is what happened in the book, and they kind of touch on this and they kind of don't. After he does that, and she is paralyzed, Joker strips her down and photographs her. He then, while Commissioner Gordon is on that ride, he shows those pictures and everything he did to her to Commissioner Gordon. They allude to the fact that he took pictures because when she's talking to Bruce in the hospital, she alludes to the fact that he did that, but you never see anything after that. That is one of the that is the thing to me that is like that breaks to me anyway. What happens at the end of that when he sits down and Joker tells him the joke about the two escaped inmates, you know, and walking over the buildings. Batman knows he did that. So the end of the book and the end of the movie both play out the same way. I couldn't have done that. I could not have done that. As soon as I had found out about them pictures that he did, no, that'd have been it. He'd have been a fucking dead man. And that's why I'm not Batman.
Yeah, even Perez says Batman doesn't kill. But that was, obviously what was hinted at. And I think Alan Moore for a long time said that, no, you killed him. When they laugh at the end and then obviously it goes silent. But it's kind of left up to the audience to decide. But that would be obviously Batman breaking his code.
Yes.
Which he doesn't do.
I couldn't have done that. It shows the level of restraint. That's what Joker wanted. Joker wanted to kill him. That was the whole point of that conversation Batman has in that movie and in the book. 'Cause he has that same conversation where he's like, one of us is going to die. This is heading to you're going to die or I'm going to die or we're both going to die. So let's call a spade and say this needs to end. This rivalry needs to end before one of us dies or both of us dies.
Yes. I think it's been said before, you can't have one without the other. Absolutely. But Joker did everything within his power to push him over the edge. And he still didn't break, which is why Batman is my favorite hero.
Well, you were telling me about a story, one of the books. This was a long time ago, where Joker thinks he kills Batman.
Yes, going sane.
And that happens in Dark Knight Returns as well, because as soon as Batman disappears, Joker goes like catatonic and ends up in an insane asylum where he's just catatonic.
Mhm.
It's like he's not even there. And as soon as Batman comes back, and he knows Batman's back, he comes back. That going sane is almost the same thing. Joker thinks he kills Batman. Joker reverts to normal, and he goes back to having a normal consciousness. But the Joker is always there in the back of his mind.
Yeah, yeah. If anyone hasn't read that story, it's always one that I recommend. Definitely. But yeah, it's like you say, it's Batman that gives the Joker his purpose, and vice versa. You know, it's this sick kind of symbiotic relationship that the two of them have. And Gogo13, thank you, honey. He sends us a $2 super chat. He says Bat Metal was great. Deathlock and Batman together. Now, this one I haven't read yet, but you'd recommend it, wouldn't you?
Are you talking about the Metalverse, Go? I just read Road to Metal. I just got done with Road to Metal. And if you can either pick up all the comics of Road to Metal or pick up the graphic novel on hardback, it's beautiful. The cover is beautiful. The book is beautiful. I just finished Road to Metal, so I haven't read DC Metal yet, but the movie is coming. We're supposed to get a special sneak peek of the animated movie in October and it should be almost done. It's supposed to come out right after the DC fandom event in October, which we will be covering.
Getting for 24 hours this time.
Yeah, 24 hours. If it's on for 24 hours, we'll be there for 24 hours.
Those fandom events were crazy. Fun, but crazy.
Yes, absolutely nuts.
Somebody brought up a good comment. Let me just scroll back up. Retrodoc. So Retrodoc asks, any love for Return of the Cape Crusaders, Batman versus Two-Face with the Adam West and Burt Ward?
Believe it or not, I have not seen any. I've not seen either one of them. I have them. I've worked that and Gotham by Gaslight.
Yes.
I have not seen.
I haven't seen them either. I do like the animation style though. It looks great.
Yes.
It definitely brings back memories of the TV series. I think they've captured the essence of it really well. But I haven't watched them yet. But if you guys would recommend them, definitely I'm going to add them to the list. Absolutely. There's a few after this that I'm going to either be rewatching or adding to the list. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that.
Bat Metal is a couple of YouTube music videos. Okay, I will check them out.
Oh, I know what those are. Okay. I thought you meant obviously the one that's due out soon.
Believe it or not, Loki did a music video shortly before. So shortly, maybe 6 months or so before I started my Loki channel, Mornings of Mischief channel. And it was clips of Batfleck with the Joker from Dark Knight, Heath Ledger. Okay. And I did it to Johnny Cash's Hurt. And but I used, this is the funny part, I used Mark Hamill's laugh. I spread Mark Hamill's laugh in there in place of Heath Ledger's voice anytime he laughed. So you've got Heath Ledger's Joker, but you've got Mark Hamill laughing, and it's all played out to Johnny Cash's Hurt with Batfleck gearing up, ready to go after the Joker. So
nice.
It was a weird montage. I just thought about it. I was like, okay, take Ben Affleck's Batman gearing up, getting ready to fight Superman, but have him fight Joker instead. And it was a weird one. I ended up taking it down because I didn't want the copyright on my.
Yes, I can imagine.
Yeah, but it was good. It was the first video I ever did that got over 1,000 views. And that was before I even started Mornings of Mischief. So,
well, it's well done. Definitely going to have to see if we can find that. Mark says, is that one on Discord, Loki?
I can get it. I can put it on Discord. I'll put it on my other channel and I'll upload because I've still got it. I saved everything. Anything I've ever deleted off the channel, I've saved. So I can upload it to my other channel and I'll pop it on Discord.
Nice. Could I bring up a controversial one, which I don't think anybody really liked? Son of Batman. So our introduction to the great. Yeah.
I don't like Damien. I don't like
either.
Damien. I've never liked Damien. I'm not a Damien fan. I don't know anybody who is a Damien fan.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know.
Again, one I've only ever watched once. Didn't particularly like it. I didn't think it was very well done. Obviously, the way that Damien is conceived, shall we say, is not really consenting. But it's kind of glossed over. And instead of Bruce or Batman being the victim of this, they kind of make light of it, and I think it's a really bad take on how it was done. So definitely one I could recommend.
That was all New 52.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Damien didn't exist until New 52. And that was one of the things I was just like, what the hell is this? Wait a minute, Talia's dead. Oh, okay, Talia's not dead. And Batman had a kid with her. What the hell is going on? I wasn't reading New 52. I stopped reading, I think, right before New 52 happened. So I didn't like it.
Yeah, I've never liked Damien as a character, to be honest. I always thought he was too much. Whereas, the other guys that have played Robin, they all had the kind of more endearing traits. I just thought Damien was just a little shit, to be honest. So, not my favorite.
No. He's one of the people that joins up with Superman too, in the alternate universe where Superman goes bad. I can't think of the name of it now. Yeah. Anyway, he joins up with Superman. He's a little bitch. You've never done anything the way I wanted you to, so I'm going to go join the Superman that kills everybody. I'm like, what a little bitch.
It's like, go away, Damien. Nobody likes you.
No. Nobody likes you, Damien. Go away.
RetroDoc asks, what are your thoughts on the look of the new Batman animated series announced this week? Batman the Caped Crusader looks like a callback to 1939 Batman. Looks cool, but at the moment, with the way animation is and the way everything seems to be kind of being pushed in a certain direction, I'm very worried about any new Batman coming. It's like the Long Halloween. It looks nothing like Tim Sale's art, and that was one of the things that I loved about the Long Halloween. Loeb and Sale. But it just looks a little bit generic, and I think it's going to lose a lot of the charm that the book had.
Well, there's also another problem.
Mm-hmm.
J.J. Abrams is in charge of this.
Yes, he is.
God help us. God's among us. Yes. Go.
Thank you, Jogo.
Yeah. J.J. Abrams is in charge of this, so God help him.
Yeah, and Max Relax says the ears are a curious decision. They are. I mean, it's not the first time that he's had like the really long ears on the cowl, but
do you like that? Do you like the really long ears, or do you like the short stubby ears, or do you want something in the middle?
Something in the middle. I always thought that one of the best designs was the Batman animated. Yes. It's a lot sleeker. It's a lot more. It just looks better, at least to me. The really long ears just look really out of place, to be honest.
Yeah.
Henry 46 and 2. What about when he gets in a fight with those ears? Exactly. Yes. Paris asks, would Human Loki like to see voice? Who would you like to see voice Batwoman in future Batchick animated movies? I'm not sure, to be honest.
Batwoman. Huh. Not Ruby Rose. I can tell you that. I don't know. Someone tough but feminine as well. I never bought the Ruby Rose thing. I liked her in the John Wick movie, in John Wick 2. I did. I liked her. I thought she was great, but also she was mute. She didn't say anything.
Doesn't say anything.
She doesn't say anything. She never opens her mouth. She signs, and Katie Sackhoff. That's not a bad one, Mark.
So my go-to would have been Claudia Black.
That would have been cool too.
Mm-hmm. But then I'd say that for most characters, I just like Claudia Black. What can I say? And hello, Derpy Gaming. Welcome to you. Good to see you. There's a couple that we were talking about in the green room that you said you haven't seen. So one of them was the Lego movie, the Batman Lego movie.
Nope, never seen it.
Now, so that one I quite liked. It's very silly. It's very, very kiddie. There's a lot of in-jokes, but it's if you like the Lego movie, and especially if you like the Lego games, I definitely recommend it. So it's definitely worth a watch. I haven't seen. I think there was a sequel, but I haven't seen that. But the first one, definitely worth a watch.
Yes.
Chris Persia says Ronda Rousey, and Mike Beatstick says Lucy Lawless.
And Gina Carano wouldn't be a bad pick either.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you care if I throw a link in the chat?
No, please do.
Okay, so guys, if you want to see what I was talking about a minute ago about the music video I made, that is the link. It is on my alternate channel. It's on my Stone Loki channel. So if that's my private one, if you want to see that, there it is.
Nice. Thank you, boss.
Thank you for letting me throw the link out.
Guys, please go check that out. I do remember watching it, and as you've seen before, Loki is very, very talented at making these videos.
What's your favorite out of all of these animated movies? What would you say your favorite one is?
For me, it'll be a toss-up. I mean, Mask of the Phantasm, I loved. And probably The Dark Knight Returns. I thought both of those were great for different reasons. Mask of the Phantasm, because it was so faithful to the animated series. If I brought back the original voice cast, I actually really loved the twist in it. I thought it was really well done. And like you say, it was almost the point where he got to not be Batman anymore. You know, he was right on the precipice of giving up this thing that he'd dedicated his life to because he'd found something that made him happier. I thought that was really, really well done. And it didn't talk down to people, you know, even though it's an animated film and it was kind of aimed towards kids more so than some of the other ones. It never talked down to the audience.
No, it didn't. And Joker's mean as shit.
Yes, he is.
In both of those. Absolutely mean as shit in both of those. You know, the thing I took away most from Dark Knight was the end. When Superman thinks that he killed him. Superman really thinks that he killed him. And then he sees Carrie. And he's like, you know, were you his friend? You know, yeah, we were both his friend. And he stops for a minute and he's like, and he listens and he hears that barely audible heartbeat. And he's like, you son of a bitch. So it's like, you tricked me yet again, you son of a bitch. But for me, it's Mask of the Phantasm. It will always be Mask of the Phantasm. Like I said, seeing that on the silver screen, getting to go to the theater, that opening shot of Gotham in 3D, the music was just epic. I loved it. I loved everything about that movie. Seeing the Joker and not knowing that's the Joker that Chucky Saul's lieutenant that doesn't have a name, and then you find out that it's the Joker. It's the Joker. Yeah, that's this guy's last lieutenant. This guy that ruined his future is the last lieutenant of the big bad. So
since we're talking about stories, are there any stories that you would like to see animated that haven't been done yet?
Oh, I'm like a kid in a candy store waiting for the Metalverse, Batman, Death Metal or whatever it is, Road to Metal. I can't wait to see that. I want to see the Bat Who Laughs. There's a ton of content that they could pull from to do more animated movies. I don't know why they're going to do another series. Probably because JJ's involved and he's like, you know what? We're starting over just like we did with Star Trek, just like we did with Star Wars. We're going to start over and we're going to do it all over again.
Another JJ reimagining. Great.
Hey, Coach is in there. Jedi Archives ASMR.
This is Coach. Welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, for me, I know we keep harking back to it, but it would have been Long Halloween. I'd love to see either.
They're doing that too. That's on its way too.
Yep, they are. But the artwork's very weird. I would love to see No Man's Land. Actually, I'd love to see that taken on not as a film, but as a series, maybe. Basically, where Gotham gets cut off after a massive series of earthquakes, and it's all the villains get let out of Arkham Asylum, and the city and the surrounding area basically gets divided up by the villains, and it's absolute chaos. And Batman's running himself ragged trying to contain it all. Let's have a look. So Nighthaven, hey, good to see you. He says, have you guys seen the upcoming Black Batman from John Ridley?
No.
No, I haven't. No. I mean, we can definitely check it out. Absolutely.
That's going to be Luke Fox, right? That's going to be Lucius's kid.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken. I can dig that. I can totally dig that. I want to see him replace Terry McGinnis in Batman Beyond? No. But I could see them doing something like that. You've had a couple of different people step into the role before. And if they want to do something like that, at least keep it with some kind of continuity of who could be Batman. If they just erase Bruce Wayne or make Bruce Wayne black, no, I don't want to see that. I am tired of seeing them make Kal-El black. No, have him be somebody else. Have him be another guy from Krypton that comes in and takes up the mantle. Or Steel. Even Steel. I love Steel because he had the heart of Batman. They said that, or the heart of Superman. They say that in the original comic book. That this guy has the soul and what it means to be Superman. And even Lois says, out of all of these other Supermen, you're the one that's most like the real Superman. Taking that heart and taking the flag and raising that flag and saying, I'm going to do this in honor of him. I love that idea. I absolutely positively love that idea. Do not replace a character.
No.
Not race swap a character. Make something new that makes sense that we can fall in love with and enjoy. I am all for that.
Oh yeah, I'm all for taking inspiration from a character, playing homage to a character, but to erase one character and just try and wedge another character into that one's legacy. I hate to see that.
Yeah.
I think it does a disservice to the new character that you're trying to make people love, and it just pisses off the fans of the original.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about the Luke Fox on Batwoman. That he'd never, ever be Batman. No, not that guy.
No.
Hey, I'm on the computer here on the back end, and I just want to let you know that this and this.
No.
What wasn't there a scene where he tried to drive the Batmobile and he gets the keys taken off him?
Yep. The girl takes the key. Nope, you ain't driving, bitch. I'm driving.
Okay, I'll ride in my Honda Escalade behind you.
So sad.
Yeah, it's like, nope, bitch. Guys don't get to drive the Batmobile anymore. It's a woman's job.
Wow.
Okay, I'll drive, bitch. I'll ride, bitch.
Shotgun.
God.
Get him one of those little booster seats. He'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be all right there, guy.
Oh my gosh. Boss, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. This is great. I love Warner Brothers animation. I love the way they did all these movies, and it's always a pleasure to get to talk about it.
It really is. I think, there's such a rich history with Batman, and we haven't even kind of scratched the surface of the actual DC universe. We can go on and talk about the Justice League films, we can talk about the Superman films as well, but Batman himself has such a good backlog of films. Some of them are stronger than others. We didn't even get to talk about Assault on Arkham, which is one of the ones that I really enjoy because it's based very closely on the Arkham Asylum games, which I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, absolutely. If there's any that you would recommend, send me a message. And I think I am going to go back and watch several of these because just getting to talk about them with Loki has reminded me why I enjoyed them so much and why I love Batman as a character so much. So thank you. Thank you, boss.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. Absolutely awesome. It's always awesome to get to hang out and talk about cool stuff. I always love that.
Absolutely. Guys, if you are not subscribed to Stone Loki, please do. His links are in the description. He has a fantastic morning channel, but you don't just do morning shows, do you, boss?
No, we've got night shows too. We've got special shows. We've got movie watch parties. We're going to watch Transformers coming up next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Transformers, the original animated movie. We're going to hang out and watch that on Saturday. If you have a copy of that or you have it digitally, whatever, you want to watch it with us, come hang out and we'll get to watch some cool shit.
Nice. Love it. I will be back Sunday, of course, and I am honored to be joined by Papi himself, Mexican Iron Man. So that should be a very fun chat. Looking forward to that. Have you got anything coming up over the weekend, boss, or are we back on Monday?
We will be back on Monday. We're going to do Monday mornings, and we will have a membership stream too on Monday. So we'll get to hang out and kick back and have a membership stream. Those are always fun. I think we're going to do a contest for a mug or a T-shirt or something. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to have some trivia that night. Yes, we've got a quiz night, haven't we? Absolutely. And as you say, next, not this Saturday, but next will be movie night. So we're really looking forward to that, guys. A massive, massive thank you to Loki for joining me. A huge thank you to everyone in the chat today, everyone who sent super chats and super stickers, and for Buttcrack Media for joining the channel. Thank you, guys. You are the best. I really, really appreciate you. And if we don't see you again, have a fantastic weekend. Bye, guys. See you later, everybody.